Hey everybody, hi! It's Professor Dominic, and today I've got my tripod set up so that I have things set at a better angle, and I'm going to continue where I left off yesterday with my paper clay. So from yesterday, if you recall, we rolled out some clay, made it into a circle and let it dry, and I also made some horns which picked up some dirt on my desk, so don't mind that. And one of the things you may notice is it's not completely dry yet. So what I actually did, now with this, the mask, if you recall yesterday, we also put clay into a mask mold for this purpose. And I actually, at this point, this mask is not ready to come out of the mold, so we're going to leave it in another day. When it's at this stage, you can see on the inside, it's starting to turn white, and the edges are white, but it's still pretty much the clay color here. It's still pretty wet inside the mold. So at this point, it's too delicate to remove. So I'm going to leave it another day, and I will actually demonstrate on this one today. Now, before I go any further, I did have several questions from yesterday, one of which is what kind of paint do we use? And I wasn't going to cover that, but I will talk about it now because I know some of you are probably ordering your supplies and you want to order it now. So I put a link for those of you who are Cheney students. There is a link on D2L. There's actually, if you go under content and then there's links for supplies and click on that, you can see all of the paints and all of the clays. There's links for all of those there. Now I'm going to show you what I've been using. My very, very favorite paint in the world is a little expensive, but if you want to try it, you know, and you can, I encourage you to do so because it's awesome. It's called Lumiere by Jacquard, and this paint is made, it's called Lumiere because it's kind of iridescent. It gives everything a beautiful iridescent color. Like I can show you, I was painting masks yesterday for, you know, the other kind of mask, hello, for Corona, avoiding Corona-19. And I actually used this paint on the masks that I was making. This is not finished, by the way. I can talk about this in a different talk if you guys want me to, because this was kind of fun and I wanted to see what I could do. But anyway, this paint is designed to go on any kind of surface. So it's great on fabric, it's great on clay, it's great on wood, and it's acrylic paint. And as I said, what you really want for this project is acrylic paint because it will seal the clay. And here is, but this is very expensive. So a less expensive form of paint, this is folk art paint. This is glitter, this is royal blue. This is also, let me find some that is, oh, I have a thing for, I don't like glitter, loose glitter, but I like it in paint, so this is kind of how I use it. But I put a link to paints like this, which range anywhere from like $1.59 to $5 on either Dick Blick or Amazon. So if you're looking for something less expensive than the high-test stuff, this is the stuff. So that answers that question, but we're not quite at the painting stage. This is going to be a three-part process. So now, because we have different parts and we want to do some different things, and I wanted to give you guys some different ideas. So if you remember, we were going to make the mask for the goalie masquerade for the Baule people, and I apologize, I'm saying way too much. I am going unscripted, so bear with me. So this was actually not completely dry when I came into my studio today. So what I did, you can, this can go in the oven at a very low temperature. That's exactly what I did. I put it on a cookie sheet. I put it in the oven at 275 for 20 minutes, and that kind of, you know, dries all the moisture out of it. I would not do that with this, of course, because it's still in the plastic, and also, as I said, it's a little too fragile yet in this state to remove from from the mold. So keep it in the mold until it almost pops out on its own when it's dry. You'll know. So there's that. So now I've got this, and as you note, I've got some cracks in it. But before I address those, I am going to go around with my scissors and just kind of neaten up the edges. If I were really smart, I'd pull out my compass and draw a nice circle. But I don't have my compass, so I'm winging it. This may not be the most perfect circle, but it'll do for my purposes here. Maybe I'll put, yeah, it's more of a teardrop. More of a teardrop, but that's all right. So the dry clay that I've snipped off, I'm actually going to save because I can reconstitute it, and actually dry clay mixed with water or wet clay mixed with water can become a kind of glue. So I'm just going to put that over here for now. I have some leftover clay from yesterday. What I wound up doing, so I didn't have tin foil in my studio, but what I do have is, I love it when I do this to myself. Here we go. I have these. So what I did, this is a Sure Fresh disposable container and lid like you would find at the supermarket. I just put my clay inside its wrapping, inside a sandwich bag, and then I put it inside here, and it remained fresh. So now what I'm going to do is take that clay back out again, and you will see, ta-da, it is still fresh and able to be used. So before I even start working on like, wow, I want to smooth this out and make it better, I'm actually going to think about what I want to go on there. So I know that I want these horns on here. And as I mentioned yesterday, the goalie mask usually has eyes of some sort. So I'm just going to roll out, and it's all very, very flat. So I'm just going to roll out some dough. It's dough. It's not dough, it's clay, but it's like dough. I'm going to just roll it out. And since I can't find my compass to get something nice and round, I'm just going to kind of wing it for the eyes. The eyes, you can look this up in Chapter 6 or look up Boule mask online to get an idea, but I'm going to, let's see, usually you've got an oval and then a circle inside the oval. So I'm going to use these guys as my patterns for the others so that they are somewhat identical. So here we go. And then they stick together. Okay, I'm going to pull those apart. And there's my little eyeball. Maybe I'll just wing that one too. What the heck? Might go easier for me. I'm just a freestyle kind of gal. All right, so there's the other eyeball. So then these guys will go on here, like so. And they're going to need to go on here. But in the meantime, the other thing that I want to do is create a mouth and something decorative to go around the edge. So again, I'm going to just smoosh this up and roll it back out again. Over here. Trying to keep an eye on my time. Okay, 8 minutes. I don't want to bore you to death with demos, but you kind of have to see how things work out with this. All right, so rolling it out, rolling it out, rolling it out. Oh, and by the way, so I'm still on my first package of clay. So far, this package of clay has yielded me all of this face, and this is the clay that's still wet over here that I'm still working with. All right, so the goalie mask has a funny mouth. So I'm going to do the funny mouth. Sometimes it works better to peel away what was there. And then he's got sometimes like, yes, it really is that simple. Get my earbuds out of the way. All right, so there's him. And now, oh, I think Jody's here. Oh my goodness. Hello?
Hello.
Oh, hey, I'm filming a thing.
Sorry.
It's okay, you can, I said hello first. That's my friend Danielle, and she works here in the building, so we're just saying hello. I'm doing a demo for my students. Okay. All right, so I'm gonna roll it out again. And now I'm gonna, so he has little jagged teeth that are like little triangles. So I'm just gonna make like, maybe use that as my guide for how big. Okay, there, where to stop. All right. My goalie is going to be kind of a humorous, which it's meant to be a humorous mask, actually. It's not meant to be a terribly serious one. Okay. And now I have some teeth. It helps if you sing. I sing when I work. Drives my husband crazy. Okay, so now how are we going to stick all these things on here? So, oh, and another thing that I would do, I'm not going to do it right this minute since I'm just demoing this, but another thing that I would do is put triangles all around the edge, because that is also how the mask looks. But before I do that, how do we get all these things to stay on here? So if you recall, I had this from yesterday, which is completely dry. Hi guys! And I'm gonna spray this. And moisten it up. And moisten this up. So now, like I said, when you add water with this stuff, it becomes kind of like glue. I'm also going to spray the back of this. And I'm going to, again, whoosh that a little bit. Oh, yeah,
I'm gonna wait till you're done.
okay, thank you. Yeah, when I'm done, thanks. So here we go. So here's our little horns, and now what I'm going to do is make it look like there is no seam between the horns and the clay. So this is life during coronavirus. You know, we go on with our lives, and we keep teaching class, and people, you know, come and go, because that is how it rolls when we are on quarantine. Okay, so same thing. So wet clay is the key to getting dry clay to adhere to dry clay. And you'll see I'm using my finger to really smooth it out, just really smooth out that edge. Here we go, here's another one. Really flatten it out and really smooth it in. And then, okay, so now again, we've got these crazy looking eyeballs. I'm going to spray the surface here. And again, rub it around, rub the water in so that it becomes kind of sticky, because you want things to stick. Now you can use regular glue, like if you're really impatient, you just want to go for it, grab some glue, you know, Elmer's glue is fine, and you can stick it on there. But if you want to have like a nice seamless look and make everything look like it was totally intentional and meant to be, this is what you want to do. I'm going to spray the back of the wet clay and soften it up, and again soften up here and lay that on there, and you'll feel it kind of take hold too, which is kind of cool. Okay, there's that. And then this guy is just going to have to sit here and dry. I'll actually put him elsewhere to dry so that he'll be safe away from all of my madness. Same thing, wet clay, water. And again, you'll feel it just kind of take. And again, water. Water. I'm going to kind of make it go with the edge. I might add more. I might come back and add more in a little bit, but I'm going to stop here so that I can get this uploaded and you guys can see the next step. So there will be more, so stay tuned. And thank you so much for watching, and I hope everybody is safe and healthy at home. Oh, another thing that's always good to have on hand when you're making art stuff is paper towels. So take care, be well everybody, and I'll talk to you soon.